Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're jumping straight into Psalm chapter 146.
Yeah, it's quite a passage.
It really is. It throws down this challenge, asks you point blank. Where's your hope? Where's your trust, really?
Mm.
And it kicks off verses 1 and 2 with this powerful, personal command. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord, O my soul.
That's intense.
Right. I will praise the Lord all my life. I will sing praise to my God as long as I live. That's a serious commitment. Your whole being, your whole life pointed towards praise.
But what's so striking, I think, is how fast it shifts. Almost the very next breath, it hits you with this warning.
Totally. A sharp turn.
Yeah, about where not to put your confidence. It sets up this really dramatic contrast right from the start.
Okay, let's unpack this contrast then, because it is pretty direct. Verse 3.
The instruction.
Exactly. Do not put your trust in princes, in mortal men who cannot save. And it doesn't stop there, does it?
No, it gives the reason why. Verse 4.
It says, when their spirit departs, they return to the ground. On that very day, their plans come to nothing.
Oof. Stark, isn't it?
It really is. Maybe even a bit uncomfortable. A reminder of just how, temporary human power really is. Fragile.
It's fascinating how blunt it is. I mean, think about it. Princes, rulers. The most powerful people you could look to back then, or even now, right?
Right. Leaders, institutions.
And the psalm just says, nope, don't rely on them ultimately. Their power is literally tied to their breath.
And when that's gone,
Everything they planned, promised, poof,
No.
vanished. It makes you think about how much hope we place in, human systems today. The psalm calls that misplaced if it's your ultimate trust.
So if not there, where? Where should that trust go? And the psalm, it doesn't leave you hanging.
Thankfully, no. Right after that warning, verse 5, it gives the alternative.
Blessed is he whose help is the God of Jacob, whose hope is in the Lord his God. Simple statement, but then...
But then it backs it up. And here's where, for me, it gets really interesting. I think it's practical.
How so?
Well, it gives these very concrete reasons why God is the one to hope in. It starts big picture. The maker of heaven and earth, the sea, and everything in them.
Okay, creator power. That's huge.
Huge. And then adds this kicker, the Lord, who remains faithful forever. So you've got cosmic power plus eternal faithfulness.
That's quite the foundation.
Yeah.
Definitely more solid than fleeting human plans.
Absolutely. And it's not just abstract power, like you said. The psalm lists specific actions, things God does.
Right, actions that show God's character. That's what builds the case for hope, isn't it?
Exactly. It says he actively upholds the cause of the oppressed and gives food to the hungry. Think about that.
In a world with so much injustice, so much need.
Yeah, the psalm points to God being actively involved on the side of the downtrodden, those lacking basic needs, and it keeps going. The Lord sets prisoners free.
Freedom.
The Lord gives sight to the blind. The Lord lifts up those who are bowed down.
Healing, restoration.
The Lord loves the righteous. These aren't passive things. They're dynamic interventions, bringing freedom, clarity, lifting people up.
That list, it feels incredibly relevant.
Yeah.
Especially the focus on the vulnerable.
It is. And there's more. The Lord watches over the alien, the immigrant, the foreigner, and sustains the fatherless and the widow.
Again, those who are often marginalized.
Precisely. Watches over them, sustains them. But then the flip side, but he frustrates the ways of the wicked. So there's this active care for the vulnerable and active opposition to injustice.
So connecting this all back, the psalm isn't just saying trust God vaguely. It's like, look at the evidence.
Exactly.
Look at the character demonstrated through action. Your hope is secure because this is a God who not only reigns forever,
Eternally.
but uses that infinite power with active care, with justice, with faithfulness.
Yeah.
Especially for those who need it most.
It's the polar opposite of relying on, fallible human strength. Promises that might break. Power that fades.
Right. This grounds the hope in something. Well, something real and reliable. The evidence of how God's power is used. Consistently.
Across creation, across history, towards the vulnerable.
So the core takeaway seems crystal clear. Trusting human power, it's like building on shifting sand. It's temporary, it falls apart. But the source of true, lasting help, lasting hope, that's found in the faithful Creator God, the one who acts for justice, cares for the vulnerable, and reigns forever.
A powerful contrast.
And the psalm circles right back to that eternal perspective at the end, doesn't it? Verse 10. The Lord reigns forever, your God, O Zion, for all generations. Praise the Lord.
Bringing it full circle.
So here's something to maybe chew on from this deep dive. Given this stark contrast and these really specific descriptions of God's actions in nature, what does placing your hope in this particular active, eternal God, what does that actually look like in your day-to-day life?